So I've now made it through 2 full days of Phish concerts or shows with 1 day to go. And I've been sitting here thinking about my experience over the last 2 days, and I'm feeling really good about it. I definitely understand what people mean when they say you have to be there to experience it. You have to see what the band does and be a part of the experience to truly understand what the fervor is. And I would absolutely agree with that now that I've been there for 2 days. Honestly, I think the vibe of a Phish show is something like, but not necessarily the vibe of what Haight Ashbury might have been. And I say that looking at both ends of the spectrum. I will say that when I started this weekend, I really thought that I was going to go there and document things and like try to show a different side of the community of Phish than what I saw in Bittersweet Motel. And when I got there, I guess in my own way, kind of surrendered to the flow and realized that that's not what it was about. People showed me that on their own. I saw definitely things that surprised me, but the thing that surprised me the most was how kind and loving people were. Honestly, you can see any kind of person there, but it's very rare that you can go to a place and just see tangible love. And I felt like that was really, really cool. Besides the point, I don't think you can separate the experience of being at the show and the experience of the way the music makes you feel. Because when you roll those two things in together, something really magical happens. And then you put a whole bunch of colorful lights on that somehow amplify the sound of the music, and it's a really, really wonderful environment. Obviously, I'm still a noob, but it was so cool for people who didn't even know that I was a guy that makes videos on the internet to realize it's like my first show or my first run and be like, what songs are you excited about? Like, what was your favorite song last night? Things like that. Like, just being a part of the community, like being a face within the whole thing, and just being a person that likes the music and is there and likes the community and likes the vibe and just wants to have a good time. It really is a celebration of life in a unique way that I don't think, unless you experience it, you're going to necessarily get. Even just the kindness of people that would like see a sticker on a dude, right? And just be like, hey man, good on you. Whatever the case may be, seeing the support that community shares is unbelievable. And again, people congregate with any kind of person. So like, I think birds of a feather is kind of an appropriate idea there. I definitely think though that the most in my face thing that was there within the grounds of the concert was happiness, fun, and love. My experience as far as the music goes has absolutely been mind-blowing. Getting to see what these guys do live is so different than seeing it on a video and, hearing a mixed and mastered thing. The live setting, the mix and mastering is amazing. And seeing the chemistry between these guys, the happiness that they share when they're on stage is fun. And being able to finally connect what people mean when they say the crowd is the fifth member of the band really stands out to me. A couple of big points that really showed that point to me. Stash, the clap. Getting to be a participant and clapping for Stash was amazing. Getting to, actually one of the funnier parts during Possum, when the song hits the possum and the loud crash sound, and then they just go right back into the song doing what they're doing. The laughter shared there makes it just as much a part of the band is the crowd, and the crowd is a part of the band. It was amazing. And then again, when you see the reverence behind a moment like the ending of Coil, and you see the thunderous applause followed by pin drop silence as each member walks off the stage. And I've never been in a place where I saw tens of thousands of people get quiet and then just immediately transition into thunderous applause. Hearing Antelope and seeing it go from like so high to a drop of nothing, and again that pin drop sound, and then back in full force. All of that stuff is just stuff that you can't comprehend unless you see it too while you're there. And again, one of my favorite parts of the whole trip so far was coming back from the fellowship booth for the beginning of set 2. An AC/DC bag comes on, and I'm in the promenade with Mel, and we're kind of walking to get back to our spots. And right as this thing is starting to open up, as Trey's really getting into his part, we stopped kind of like dead center of the venue and just looked straight on at the light, straight on at the stage. Like we're in the middle of all four of the guys where we're stood. And you just see the guitar, parts go crazier and crazier as the lights go bigger and bigger, and the dancing is just so much fun, and people are going so crazy, and it's like a jumping thing, and it's the closest thing to like a club scene I think I might have seen at any given point there, but it wasn't like a club scene. It was like jumping and dancing and joyous, and it didn't feel like a club, but it felt like that same kind of dance energy and just psych and pumped and energy. And it was one of the coolest moments to just be a face in that crowd of happiness and just getting your mind blown off. Again, when I think on it, it was maybe one of the biggest moments of music, the entirety that I was there, and to be a part of it with all of the people stood next and around me was a unique experience, man. And the humbling feeling of people coming up and being like, Walter, what you do has mattered to me, has been amazing. And honestly, it was an incredibly humbling thing. I had no idea as many people as did would come up to me. I mean, I figured I'd see a few, but I certainly didn't think it was going to be as many as came up and said hello. And again, to feel like what you do isn't frivolous, even though sometimes you find yourself thinking it is a big, meaningful thing. And to feel like being so new to this fanhood didn't really matter against the way people felt. I guess I kind of recognized the ethos of the community, just being there and being accepted, and to feel like that ethos is what has made people such fervent fans of this band, is acceptance and love and happiness and feeling good. I really think the experience can be summed up by that. You can feel good with people. You can feel good with yourself. You can feel good with music. And, happiness abounds. You just have to choose to see it. It was awesome. Every bit of it, and I could not be more excited for night 3. I'm 100% going to put together, the clips I do have and make a more formal review of my experience as all is said and done. But so far, I've got to say that this has been the most fulfilling musical experience of my life. And I don't say that to placate to, what I think the opinions of people in the comment section will be. I'm being as sincere as I can. This has been, to me, the most amazing musical experience of my life. And I'm excited for more, especially for night 3, but definitely for more shows to come. Thank you guys, everybody, for those of you that have been supportive and kind and have come up to me and said hello. Seriously, you don't know what it's meant to me. Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the positivity that you show both to me and to one another. Continue to be the best, and until I see you next, be introspective and consider the birds. I love you guys. Goodbye.